a new chapter, Animal Kingdom. When you look around, you will observe different animals with different structures and forms. As over a million species of animals have been described till now, the need for classification become all the more important. The classification also helps in assigning a systematic position to newly described species. Basis of classification. In spite of differences in structure and form of different animals, these are fundamental features common to various individuals in relation to the arrangement of cells, body symmetry, nature of coelom, patterns of digestive, circulatory or reproductive systems. These features are used as the basis of animal classification and some of them are discussed here. Levels of organization. All members of Animalia are multicellular. All of them do not exhibit the same pattern of organization of cells. For example, in sponges, the cells are arranged as loose cell aggregates. They exhibit cellular level of organization. Some division of labor activities occur among the cells. In coelenterate, the arrangement of cells is more complex. Here the cells perform the same functions arranged into tissues, hence is called tissue level of organization. It still higher level of organization, organ level, is exhibited by members of Platyhelminthes and other higher phyla where tissues are grouped together to form organs, each specialized for a particular function. Each are specialized for a particular function in animals like annelids, arthropods and molluscans and echinoderms and chordates. Organs have associated to form functional systems, each system concerned with a specific physiological function. This pattern is called organ system level of organization. Organ systems in different groups of animals exhibit various patterns of complexities. For example, the digestive system in Platyhelminthes have a only single opening to the outside of the body that serves as a both mouth and anus, hence is called incomplete. A complete digestive system has two openings, mouth and anus. Similarly, the circulatory systems may be two types. Open type, in which the blood is pumped out of the heart and the cells and tissues are directly bathed in it, and second, closed type, in which the blood is circulated through a series of vessels of varying diameters, arteries, veins and capillaries. Symmetry. Animals can be categorized on the basis of their symmetry. Sponges mostly asymmetrical. Any plane that passes through the center does not divide into two equal halves. When any plane passing through the center of axis of the body dividing the organism into two identical halves, it is called radial symmetry. Coelenterates, ctenophores and echinoderms have this kind of body plan. Animals like annelids and arthropods, where the body can be divided into identical left and right halves in only one plane, exhibit bilateral symmetry. Organism into two equal halves, and this is known as radial symmetry, and identified as a left and right equal ones, this is known as bilateral symmetry. Diploblastic and triploblastic organisms. Animals in which cells are arranged into the embryonic layers, an external ectoderm and internal endoderm, are called diploblastic animals. Example, coelenterates. An undifferentiated layer, mesoglia, is present in between the ectoderms and the endoderm. And we can see the diagram 4.2. The outer one is known as the ectoderm and the inner one is known as the endoderm. The middle one is known as mesoglia. And here we can see that in triploblastic we know it as mesoderm. The animals in which developing embryo has a third germinal layer, mesoderm, in between ectoderm and endoderm, are called triploblastic animals. Example, Platyhelminthes to chordates. Coelom. Presence or absence of a cavity between the body wall and the gut wall is very important in classification. The body cavity which is lined by the mesoderm is called coelom. Animals possessing coeloms are called coelomates. Example, annelids, molluscans, arthropods, echinoderms, and hemichordates and chordates. In some animals, the body cavity is not lined by mesoderm. Instead, the mesoderm is present as scattered pouches in between the ecto and endoderm. Such body cavity is called spudocilum. The animals possessing them are called spudocilomates. Example, Salamanthes. The animals in which the body cavity is absent is called acylomates. Example, Platyhelminthes. The white colored one in the figure A is known as the coelom. And while coming to the B, there is pseudocoelom, the scattered pouches. And in the figure C, there is no coelom, known as acylomate. Segmentation. In some animals, the body is externally and internally divided into segments with a serial repetition of at least some organs. For example, in earthworm, the body shown this pattern is called metameric segmentation, and the phenomenon is called as metamerism. Notochord. Notochord is mesodermally derived rod-like structure formed on the dorsal side during the embryonic development in some animals. Animals with notochords are called chordates. The animals which do not form this structure are called non-chordates. From porifera to echinodermate are non-chordates. Classification of animals. The broad classification of animals are based on the fundamental features as mentioned in the preceding sections. In the figure 4.4. Phylum Porifera. Members of the phylum are commonly known as sponges. They are generally marine, mostly asymmetrical animals. These are primitive multicellular animals have cellular level of organization. Sponges have a water transport or canal system. Water enters through the minute pores ostia in the body wall into central cavity spongicle, from where it goes out through osculum. The pathway of water transport is helpful in food gathering, respiratory exchange, removal of waste. Canocytes or collar cells line the spongicle and the canals. Digestion is intracellular. The body is supported by skeleton are made up of spicules or spongin fibers. Sexes are not separate. There are hermaphrodite. Eggs and sperms are produced by the same individual. Sponges reproduce asexually by fragmentation, sexually by formation of gametes. Fertilization is internal, development is indirect, having a larval stage which is morphologically distinct from adult. And examples are cycon and euspongia, and the third one is spongilla. And other names are cycon scypha, spongilla, freshwater sponge, euspongia, bath sponge. Phylum Coelenterata, also known as Cnidaria. They are aquatic, mostly marine, sessile or free swimming, radially symmetrical animals. The name Cnidaria is derived from the cnidoblasts or cnidocysts, which contain the stinging capsules or nematocysts present on the tentacles and the body. Cnidoblasts are used for anchorage, defense, and for the capture of prey. Cnidarians exhibit tissue level of organization and are diploblastic. They have a central gastrovascular cavity with a single opening mouth on hypostome. Digestion is extracellular and intracellular. Some of the cnidarians, example corals, have a skeleton composed of calcium carbonate. Cnidarians exhibit two basic body forms called polyp and medusa. The former is a sessile and cylindrical form like Hydra and Adamesia, etc., where the latter is umbrella shaped and free swimming like Aurelia or jellyfish. Those cnidarians which exist in both forms exhibit alternation of generation, metagenesis. Polyp produce medusa asexually and medusa form the polyp sexually. Example, obligae. And examples are Phycelia, Portuguese man of war, Adamsia, sea anemone, Penatula, sea pen, Gorgonia, sea fan, mean drain, brain coral. Diagrammatic representation of coelenterata indicating outline of their body form Aurelia, Medusa and Adamsia polyp. Phylum Ctenophora and Ctenophora, commonly known as sea walnuts or comb jellies, are exclusively marine, radially symmetrical, diploblastic organisms with tissue level of organization. The body bears 8 external rows of ciliated comb plates with help in locomotion. Digestion is both extra and intracellular. The bioluminescence, the property of living organism to emit light, is well marked in ctenophores. The sexes are not separate. The reproduction takes place only by sexually means. Fertilization is external with indirect development. Example, pleurobrachiae and ctenoplana. And we can see that pleurobrachia, this is the example. Phylum Platyhelminthes. They have dorsal ventrally flattened body, hence called flatworms. They are mostly endoparasites found in animals including human beings. Flatworms are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, acyllomate animals with organ level of organization. Hooks and suckers are present in the parasitic form. This is the keyword. Hooks or suckers are present in Platyhelminthes in a parasitic form. Some of them absorb nutrition from the host directly through their body surface. Specialized cells called flame cells helps in osmoregulation. The flame cells are present in Platyhelminthes, which help the flame cells helps in osmoregulation and excretion. Sexes are not separate, means bisexual. Fertilization is internal. Development is through many larval stages. Some of members like planaria possess high regeneration capacity. Taniae tapeworm, fasciola liverflake. And here the diagrammatic examples. Tapeworm, liverflake. Phylum Aschelminthes. The body of Aschelminthes is circular in cross section, hence the name roundworms. They may be free living, aquatic and terrestrial or parasitic in plants and animals. Roundworms have organ system level of body organization. There are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, spodocelomates. Alimentary canal is completed with a well developed muscular pharynx. It has to be very much keyword, and the spodocelomates also very much important. An excretory tube removes the body waste from the body cavity through an excretory pore. Sexes are separate, dioecious. Males and females are distinct. The females are longer than a male. This is a male which is shorter, and this is a longer one as female. And fertilization is internal. Development may be direct. The young one resembles the adult, and development may be direct or indirect. In the case of direct, the young one resembles the adult. And examples: Ascaris, roundworm, Eucraria bancrofti, filarial worm, ankylostoma, hookworm. Now coming to the phylum Annelida, they may be aquatic, marine or freshwater, or terrestrial, free living, sometimes parasitic. They exhibit organ system level of body organization and bilateral symmetry. They have triploblastic, metamerical segmented and coelomate animals. Their body surface is distinct, marked into segments and metamers. The phylum name Annelida in Latin, annulus means little ring. They possess longitudinal and circular muscles which help in locomotion. Aquatic annelids like Nereis possess lateral appendages, parapodia. Maybe these are the parapodia, and which help in swimming. A closed circulatory system is present. Closed circulatory system is present in annelids. Nephridia in a singular nephridium helps in osmoregulation and excretion. Neural system consists of Paired ganglion. Single one is ganglion, the paired ganglia, plural, connected by a lateral nerve to a double ventral nerve cord. Nereis, an aquatic form, is dioecious, but earthworm and leeches are monoecious, and reproduction is sexual. Here the main one is maybe Nereis, it will be dioecious, but the earthworm and leeches are monoecious. And while coming to the examples, Nereis and Ferritima is earthworm, and Hirdaneria, blood sucking leech. Phylum Arthropoda. This is the largest phylum of Animalia, which include insects. Over 2 by 3 of all named species on Earth are arthropods. There are organ system level of organization. There are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic segmented, coelomated animals. The body of arthropods is covered by chitinous exoskeleton. Important MCQ. The body consists of head, thorax, and abdomen. They have jointed appendages. Respiratory organs are gills, book lungs, and tracheal system. The circulatory system is open type. The sensory organs like antenna and eyes are differentiated compound and symbol, and statocysts and balancing organs are present. Excretion takes place through Malpighian tubules. They are mostly dioecious. The fertilization is usually internal. There are mostly oviparous. The development may be direct or indirect. While coming to the examples, economically important insects are Apis, honeybee, Bombyx, silkworm, Lacifer, lac insect. Vectors, the disease causing or disease carriers, Anopheles, Culex, and Aedes mosquitoes. All these are mosquitoes. The gregarian pest, locust. The living fussels, Limulus and king crab, the most important examples in the animal kingdom. And grasshopper, locust, and maybe a grasshopper, not exactly, and it belongs to the family. And butterfly, scorpion, fronds. Phylum Mollusca. This is the second largest animal phylum. The molluscans are terrestrial or aquatic, marine or freshwater, having an organ system of level of organization. They are bilaterally symmetrical, the triploblastic, and coelomate animals. The body is covered by calcareous shell and is unsegmented with a distinct head and a muscular foot and a visceral hump. A soft and spongy layer of skin forms a mantle over the visceral hump. The space between the hump and the mantle is called mantle cavity, in which feather-like gills are present. They have respiratory and excretory functions. And the anterior head region have a sensory tentacles. The mouth contains a file-like rasping organ for feeding called radula, and they are dioecious, oviparous with indirect development. Examples are pila, apple snail, pinctada, pyroster, cephia, cuttlefish, loligo, squid, octopus, devilfish, aplysia, sea hare, dentalium, tusk shell, chaetoploro, chiton. Phylum Echinodermata. These animals have an endoskeleton of calcareous ossicles. Hence the name Echinodermata, spiny bodies. All are marine with organ system level of organization. The adult echinoderms are radially symmetrical, but the larvae are bilaterally symmetrical. They are triploblastic and coelomate animals. Digestion is complete with the mouth on the ventral, means lower side, and the anus is on dorsal on upper side. The most distinct feature of echinoderm is presence of water vascular system. It may be confusing between the mollusca and echinoderms. The water vascular system is present in echinoderms, not molluscans. Water vascular system is present in echinodermata, which helps in locomotion, capture and transport of food, and respiration also. And an excretory system is absent, and sex are separate, and reproduction is sexual. Fertilization is usually external, the development is indirect, with a free swimming larva. Examples are Asterias, starfish, Echinus, sea urchin, Antidon, sea lily, Cucumaria, sea cucumber, Opier, brittlefish. Phylum Hemichordata. Hemichordata are earlierly considered as subphylum under the Chordata, but now it is placed as a separate phylum. under the non-chordates. Hemichordates have a rudimentary structure in the collar region called stomochord, a structure similar to notochord. This phylum consists of a small group of worms-like marine animals with organ system of level of organization, and they are bilaterally symmetrical. Triploblastic and coelomate animals. The body is cylindrical and composed of anterior proboscis, collar, and a long trunk. The circulatory system is open. The respiratory takes place through gills. Excretory organ is proboscis gland. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is external. Development is indirect. And the examples are belanoglossus and saccoglossus. Phylum Chordata. Animals belonging to the phylum Chordata are fundamentally characterized by the presence of notochord, a dorsal hollow nerve cord, and a paired pharyngeal gill slits. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, coelomate with organ system level of organization. They possess a post-anal tail and a closed circulatory system. There are differences, comparisons of chordates and non-chordates. The chordates having a notochord, while the non-chordates absent of notochord. Central neural system is dorsal, hollow and single, while coming to here it is ventral, solid and double. The pharyngeal gill slits are present. There are no pharyngeal gill slits or either no gill slits. Heart is ventral. Here heart is present in dorsal. If present, it is dorsal. A post-anal tail is present. The post-anal tail is absent. While coming to the division in the phylum Chordata, there are three subphylums: Urochordata, Tunicata, Cephalochordata, Vertebrata. The subphylum Urochordata and Cephalochordata are often referred to as Protochordata and are exclusively marine. In Urochordata, notochord is present only in the larval tail, while in the Cephalochordata it extended from the head to tail region and it is persistent throughout the life. Examples: Urochordata, Acidia and Sulfa, Doliolum, Cephalochordata, Bronchiostoma, Amphix and Lancelet. The members of subphylum of Vertebrata possess a notochord during the embryonic period. The notochord is replaced by a cartilaginous or bony in vertebral column in the adult. Thus, all vertebrates are chordates, but all chordates are not vertebrates. Besides the basic chordate characters, vertebrates having a ventral muscular heart with 2, 3, 4 chambers. The kidneys are excretion and osmoregulation and a paired appendages with a maybe fins or limbs. Class Cyclostomata. All living members of the class Cyclostomata are ectoparasites on some fishes. They have an elongated body bearing 6 to 15 pair of gill slits for respiration. Cyclostomes have sucking and circular mouth without jaws. Their body is devoid of scales and paired fins. Cranium and vertebral column are cartilaginous, and circulation is of closed type. Cyclostomes are marine but migrated for spanning into freshwater. After spanning, within a few days they die. Their larva, after metamorphosis, returns to the ocean. Petromyzon, lamprey, myxin, hagfish are the example. You can see the lamprey, petromyzon diagram here. A jawless vertebrate, petromyzon. Example of cyclostoma. Class Chondriocytes. There are marine animals with streamlined body and have cartilaginous endoskeleton. Mouth is located ventrally. Notochord is persistent throughout the life. Gill slits are separate without operculum, and it means gill cover. The skin is tough, containing minute placoid scales. Teeth are modified placoid scales which are backwardly directed. Their jaws are very powerful. These animals are predaceous. Due to absence of air bladder, they have to swim constantly to avoid sinking. Heart is two-chambered, one atrial and one ventricle. Some of them have electric organs, example torpedo, and some possess poison sting, some example trigon. They are cold-blooded poikilodermous animals. They lack the capacity to regulate their body temperature. Sexes are separate. In males, pelvic fins bear claspers. They have internal fertilization and many of them are viviparous. Examples: Scalidon, dogfish; Pristi, sawfish; Carcharodon, great white shark; Trigon, stingray. Here you can see that electric argon is torpedo, poison sting is trigon, Scalidon is dogfish. Examples: here Scalidon dogfish. A represents Scalidon dogfish and B represents Prestige sawfish. Class Osteoichthyes. It includes both marine and freshwater fishes with bony endoskeleton. Their body is streamlined. Mouth is mostly terminal. They have four pair of gill slits which are covered by an operculum on each side. Skin is covered with cycloid or stenoid scales. Air bladder is present which regulates buoyancy. Heart is two-chambered, one auricle and one ventricle. They are cold-blooded animals. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is usually external. They are mostly oviparous and development is direct. The examples in marine: Exocoitus is flying fish, Hippocampus is seahorse. The fishes of freshwater is labia, rohu, cutla is a cutla, clarius is magor. In aquarium, beta is a flying fish, petrophyllum is angelfish. Here you can see this hippocampus as a seahorse and it is cutla. Class Amphibia. As the name indicates, it is German. Amphi means jewel, bios means life. Amphibians can live in aquatic as well as terrestrial habitats. Most of them have two pairs of limbs. Body is divisible into head and trunk. Tail may be present in some. The amphibian's skin is moist without any scales. The eyes have eyelids. A tympanium represents the ear. Alimentary canal and urinary and reproductive tracts opens into a common chamber called cloaca, which opens to exterior. Respiratory is by gills, lungs and through skin. The heart is three-chambered, two auricles and one ventricle. These are cold-blooded animals. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is external. There are oviparous and development is indirect. Examples are buffer, toad, rana, frog, hyla, tree frog, salamander, ichthyophis, limbless amphibian, ichthyophis. These are examples of amphibia. Next, this is salamandra and this is rana. Class Reptiliae. The class name refers to the creeping or crawling mode of locomotion. Latin repere means or reptum, to creep or crawl. They are mostly terrestrial animals. Their body is covered by dry and cornified skin. Epidermal scales are scutes. They do not have any external ear opening. Tympanium represents ear. Limbs, when present, are two pairs. Heart is usually three-chambered, but four-chambered in crocodile. Reptiles are poikiloderms. Snakes and lizards sheds their scales, has a skin cast. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is internal. They are oviparous and development is direct. Examples: Chilion, turtle; Testudo, tortoise; Chameleon, tree lizard; Calotes, garden lizard; Crocodilus, crocodile; Alligator, alligatora; Hemidactylus, wall lizard. Poisonous snakes are Naza, cobra; Bagarus, krait; Vipera, viper. Class Aves. The characteristic features of aves, it means birds, are presence of feathers. Most of them can fly except flightless birds. Our examples is ostrich. They possess beak. The forelimbs are modified into wings. The hind limbs are generally have scales and are modified for walking, swimming and clasping the tree branches. Skin is dry without glands except the oil glands at the base of the tail. tail, and endoskeleton is fully ossified, bony, and the long bones are hollow with air cavities, pneumatic. The digestive tract of birds have additional chambers, the crop and gizzard. Heart is completely four-chambered. They are warm-blooded homeotherms animals. They are able to maintain a constant body temperature. Respiration is by lungs. Respiration is by lungs. Air sacs connected to the lungs supplement respiration. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is internal. They are oviparous. Development is direct. Example: corvus, crow; columba, pigeon; pistacula, parrot; strutio, ostrich; pavo, peacock; aptenodytes, penguin; nephron, in its vulture. You can see here vulture, nephron, strutio, ostrich, pistacula, parrot, pavo. It is peacock. Most of them confuse between them. Pistacula means parrot. Most of them writes peacock. It is parrot. Pavo means peacock. Okay, see the four-letter word. The four-letter word is peacock. The parrot will be like two words: pistacula. Class Mammaliae. They are found in variety of habitats: polar ice cap, deserts, mountains, forests, grasslands, dark caves. Some of them have adapted to fly or live in water. The most unique mammalian character is the presence of milk producing glands, mammary glands, by which the young ones are nourished. There are two pair of limbs, adapted for walking, running, climbing, burrowing, swimming, flying, and skin of the mammals is unique in possessing hair. External ear or pinna are present. Different type of teeth are present in the jaw. Heart is four-chambered. They are homeothermous. Respiration is by lungs. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is internal. They are viviparous with few exceptions, and development is direct. And examples: the oviparous ornithorhynchus, it is nothing but platypus. And in viviparous, Marcopus is kangaroo, Petropus is flying fox, Camelus is camel, Macaca is monkey, Ratus is rat, Canis is dog, Felis is cat, Eliphas is elephant, Equus is horse, Delphinus is common dolphin, and Balanoptera is blue whale, Panthera tigris is tiger, Panthera leo is lion. Here, this is nothing but a platypus. Only exception case, this is oviparous. Remaining are viviparous. Remaining are viviparous. This is kangaroo, Marcopus, Petrophus is bat, flying fox. You can see here from the example here, flying fox. And Balanoptera is blue whale or whale. Silent features of different phyla in animals. Let us see this phylum Porifera. Cellular level of organization and asymmetrical, acoelom, no segmentation, and no digestive system, no and absent in circulatory and respiratory systems. The feature is the body with pores and canal with involves. Okay, Coelenterata or Cnidaria. Tissue level of organization, radial symmetry. There is no coelom, it is acoelom, and no segmentation is found, and incomplete digestive system has been formed in Coelenterata, and there is no circulatory system and no respiratory system. And the feature is, one of the distinctive feature is cnidoblasts are present. Next, Ctenophora. Tissue level of organization, symmetry is radial symmetry, acoelom, there is no coelom, no segmentation, and digestion is also incomplete. There is no circulation or respiratory systems. Distinguished feature is comb plate for locomotion. Platyhelminthes. Organ and organ system is the organization level of organization. Bilateral symmetry. Coelom is acoelom. There is no segmentation. Digestion is incomplete. Circulation is absent. There is no respiratory system in platyhelminthes. The distinctive feature is flat body and it having suckers. Next, as helminthes, it is organ system of organization level of organization, and it is a bilateral symmetry. And spodocelomate is the one of the special one. It may be asked in every year in the exam. Spodocelomate, and there is no segmentation, and complete digestive system has been formed first time in Astralmanthus. There is no circulatory and respiratory systems. The distinguished feature is worm shaped elongated body. Next, annelida, organ system, bilateral symmetry, coelomated. It is coelomated, and segmentation is present. Complete digestive system has been formed, and first time the circulatory system is formed in annelida. You can see in annelida, and there is no respiratory system, and distinguished feature is body is segmentation like rings. Next, arthropoda, the level of organization is organ system and bilateral symmetry, coelomate organism, segmentation is present, complete digestive system, and circulatory and respiratory systems are present. Exoskeleton of cuticle and jointed appendages are the distinguished feature of arthropods. Next, molluscans, organ system, bilateral symmetry, coelomated organism. There is no segmentation in molluscans here. From in annelida, the segmentation is present. In arthropoda also it is seen, but from molluscans there is no segmentation. The digestive system is present, as well as the circulatory and respiratory system also present. External skeleton of the shell usually present. Okay, that is the distinguished feature of mollusca. Next, echinodermata, it having organ system, radial symmetry, coelomated, and there is no segmentation. Complete digestive system and circulatory and respiratory system are present. Water vascular system has been one of the distinguished feature of echinodermata, and it is the adult one represents radial symmetry. The adult represents radial symmetry, while the larval represents bilateral symmetry. Hemichordata, it is organ system of class level of organization, bilateral symmetry, coelomated organism, no segmentation, and complete digestive system is present. There is circulatory system and respiratory system are present in this hemichordata. Worm like proboscis and collar and trunk are the distinguished feature of hemichordata. Next, chordata, it having organ system of classification, bilateral symmetry, coelomated organism, and here again segmentation is present. Complete digestive system is formed, and respiratory and circulatory system are present. The distinguished feature of chordata is notochord, dorsal hollow narrow gill slits with limbs or fins. It is also very important, the feature of chordata. And water vascular system in echinodermata also very much important, and jointed appendages. You should read this distinguished feature once again, and remember this: when the segmentation formed, what are the incomplete digestive systems, and which one is the acylomated and which one is a spodocelomate, from where the radial formed, from where the bilateral symmetry has been started, formation has started. You should be thoroughly with this table. Okay.